I didn't want to have to do this video. I didn't want to have to do this video, but I can't ignore the signs. Alexander Isak, we have to talk about what's being said and what's going on. We have some Alexander Isak updates. And of course, you know me, always bringing the latest news and updates. We are here and we are going to discuss it. People, smash the like button. Let's go for a humble 550 likes. Am I lowballing myself at 550 likes? I don't know. But listen, smash the like button, man. Let's get to 550 likes. And let's subscribe to the channel as well, man. As you can see, we are on the cusp of 19,400. We're about 8 subscribers away. Let's try and push the 20K. It is around the corner. Let's make it happen, people. But listen, before we head to all that, let's get to the rest of the video. Alexander Isak update, and it's looking mad. I'll say this from now. I'm going to say this from now. If Liverpool even think, if we get Alexander Isak, wrap the league up. Wrap it up. Plan your hatches. Lock your doors. You think I'm unbearable now? You think I'm unbearable now? Oh, you lot, I swear to you, no one. Listen, you see that tax bracket stuff? You see that big business stuff? All that big business, that's all you're going to hear for 38 games. Win, loss, or draw. The expectation is going to be on cloud 9. But listen, we're not even going to go there with it. Let's get into what we've been reading. Let's go into the latest updates. So remember to hit that like button, people. Listen, let's go over to the first thing that I've seen that I feel like for me, it's actually going to be a very interesting way of looking at this Isak situation. Because I've said on many shows already right now that personally, I just feel like Alexander Isak right now, Alex Isak right now is close to unobtainable. But according to what we're reading, I don't think that's exactly the case. And there are many reasons and arguments and things that are on Twitter and stuff that journalists have said that kind of lead to the fact that this isn't completely impossible. You know, as you can see, Dave Okop says, breaking news, Liverpool are prepared to make a bid for Alexander Isak, according to reports. And I'm just going to head over to one thing that we've read over here. And this is one of Newcastle's outlets. Again, this is not the Liverpool propaganda. This is a Newcastle outlets. So I'm going to share this tab here and let's zoom it in a bit so you guys can read it a little bit easier. So this is, of course, Lee Ryder. And he says, I personally think that Newcastle or any other club would find it hard to turn down 150 million for any player if that's the price on the table. It's just an astronomical amount of money. And if Liverpool were to really back up the speculation, I think it turns into one of the biggest sensations in the world of football very, very quickly. And this middle paragraph here is the one that I want you guys to kind of focus on. I always go back to the CEO, Darren Eagles, admitting on record on a Zoom call that every player has a price. Now, for me, even though they say Isak is not for sale, if you say a player is not for sale, but then proceed to say, if your CEO of your club says every player has a price, listen, that's the bit that you got to kind of raise a little eyebrow to, in my opinion. If he's privy to the conversations of the power that be at Newcastle, then it feels like it could be done. Yes. Would it be popular? Of course not. Would it take a high-level replacement to pacify the supporters? Yes, maybe. And I said this with Newcastle. From a Newcastle point of view, I'll be real. I'm going to be so real. From a Newcastle point of view, the only way they can sanction selling Isak is if they go and get Gyökeres and if you go and get Kudus. And if your front line is Kudus, Gyökeres, Gordon, you're eating good. You're eating good. You're eating good. And when I say eating good, I'll say this right now. They'll be saying, Isak, you be on your way, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Like they'll be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Newcastle fans will be absolutely fine with that. But just to head back on to the tweet, it says, then you have to think about the player. If he wants to move and his head has been turned by the sway of the crazy amount of money, it would be hard to stop them. Isak's agent will be pushing for him to be on better money, but he remains under contract for 3 more years. Very interesting that there as well. We got some Ben Jacob tweets that we're going to head over to as well. But of course, before we do that, we have another Newcastle this is one of Newcastle's tier one. Shout out Luke Edwards as well. Make sure you give him a follow as well. He made a tweet. He made a tweet back in March, and he said, "Listen, guys, brace yourself." He says, "Brace yourself with this Isak. With Isak, it will go on all summer. Senior sources have told the Telegraph Sport that they do not think anyone will be able to afford Isak, but they are braced for all sorts of attempts to unsettle him in the hope of lowering his price tag. Expect bids to be leaked into the public domain that are around 80 to the 90 million mark, way below Newcastle's valuation, but designed to turn Isak's head. Newcastle will dig in and resist." Now, if we go back, this was in March the 19th. And in March the 19th, and it also says Luke Edwards tweeted 5 hours ago, or 5 or 6 hours ago. You can see right here, he goes back to this tweet and he says, "I did warn you it will be a long summer regarding Isak." And that is 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago in the time of recording this, 6 hours ago, whenever it was. So, guys, this isn't just Liverpool propaganda right now. This is both sides. This is both sides. And that's not me saying that Isak is 1,000,000% going to Liverpool Football Club. But Liverpool, it seems to me, are going to do everything in their power to turn his head. And I feel like that's the right way to go about it. This is why I say this is a scary update, because a similar thing kind of, I wouldn't say it's a similar with the Florian Wirtz situation. Wirtz, the player, Florian Wirtz actually wanted the Liverpool move. So for me, we'll talk about that towards the end of the video in terms of the player wanting the move. But we've got some more stuff here that Ben Jacobs has, some more quotes on Ben Jacobs. So New and Justin, let me just head back here. So New and Justin, Liverpool believe there could be a window of opportunity to sign Alexander Isak and believe it's worth trying. Newcastle still insists he's not for sale. Liverpool could offer a guaranteed 100 million plus bonuses, which could potentially exceed the deal for Florian Wirtz. That's one. And the other quote as well is that Liverpool are ready to shatter the British transfer record for a second time in quick succession, as they remain determined to sign Isak if he's genuinely available. Obviously, that one was just under, or 20 hours ago as well. And of course, the Liverpool Echo popped out a bit of news here. I'll just say this as well. The Liverpool Echo popped out a bit of news just below this Joel Kwanzaa stuff. I'll try and find the tweet, but I think it was anything Liverpool. I'll try and find it in another tab. But there was, let me go on. I think the Liverpool Echo was saying that financially, there are no issues. There are absolutely no issues financially. And for me, that's exactly what I want to hear. It's exactly what I want to hear. Do you know what I'm saying? I believe that money isn't a problem. I believe if we was to go and spend the money or put the money up for Alexander Isak, I don't believe financially that's a problem for Liverpool, especially with the outgoings that we're going to have this year. The money will be there. I'm just trying to find it on the other tab right now, but once I do find it, I'll be sure to let you guys have a look at that as well. But yeah, even speaking on the signing itself, and let me get this Kwanzaa stuff off the screen for now. Let's go back to what we saw about Alexander Isak. Listen, this is an update where I look at it and go, listen, Newcastle are going to do everything in their power to keep him. Now, for me, to keep a player of Isak's quality, you have to surround him with more signings and obviously show the ambition of where the club wants to go for him to go and win bigger things. And I think Mbeumo was the first signing that could have been made to show Isak, look, we mean business. And to lose out on Mbeumo to a 15th place Man United with no European football, I personally don't think that's going to go down too well. My opinion, I just don't think that's going to go down too well. And if you look at, if you look at other signings that they might want to make, who out there is going to be better than Mbeumo? Maybe a Kudus, maybe a Gyökeres. Yes, they're looking at João Pedro And if you look at certain players in the past, they want to be surrounded. They probably prefer to stay at their club and be surrounded by better players. That is probably what we saw from Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. They were definitely promised that Liverpool were going to go out in the window and show intent to go and retain this title and surround them by the quality that they need to carry on and do great things at this Liverpool side. I think the same is probably going to be spoken about with Isak's agent at Newcastle. And there's an obvious example of Teddy Sheringham that I always look back to, where he said he wouldn't have left Tottenham if he did. He went over to Alan Sugar, went to the top, and he said, listen, like, surround me with certain players and I'll stay. And that's what he wants. And then Alan Sugar told him, you don't get to make them type of calls. And he ended up going to Man United and went to someone who would go and get those players, who would oversee those signings, who would show intent in the window, who is going to go and win big games, big trophies and big things and be at the top. So this is just kind of my outlook on the situation. And the last thing I kind of want to speak about, and let me just go back to me full screen myself at the moment. Another thing I want to speak about is the player. The player. How much does the player want the move? Is this Isak's agent looking at something like this? Is this actually plausible? I think Isak would be open to the move. I think if Liverpool turn the screw and put the money forward, it would definitely maybe look at it. It could turn his head. I think Liverpool have the opportunity to turn his head. And before people think, oh my God, Newcastle have Champions League football, why would you want to go to Liverpool? Well, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Luis Suarez had Champions League football for Liverpool, still went to Barcelona. I'm pretty sure when Real Madrid have come in for Liverpool players, we still had Champions League football and they've still left. So I don't think that's the be all and end all, the reason as to why all of a sudden that it's not, it's, you know, Champions League means it's not possible. It's not possible. You know? So again, we'll have to see. Do I even bring up the 11? Do I bring up the 11 of what it would actually look like? I mean, listen, guys, look at this. How would that look? Just look at that. Just look at that. Oh, just look at that. Just look at that. I don't even need to go into where he'd go, the runs he'd make. Just look right there. Right there. Right there. Just look here. Just look. That right there is end game. That is end game. And listen, we're gonna round it off with a little bit of propaganda, because why not? Do you know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not a little bit of propaganda? By the way, guys, I realize I'm still full screen, so you lot couldn't even see the 11. But look at this. We're gonna round it off with some propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool. If Isak wants to leave Liverpool, the price tag isn't an issue. Sorry, if Isak wants to leave Newcastle, the price tag isn't an issue. You see it there. Obviously, a little bit, you know, a little bit of propaganda, because it's obviously Liverpool echo. As you guys see, it's Liverpool echo. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here for it. I am here for it. Let me share this tab instead so you guys can see what I was actually looking at as well. So, guys, look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. As I said, I'm not going to look into, oh, who's going to make the runs, who's going to play the pass. Look, I'm just going to need to look at that and understand the demonic, that is a demonic front four. Oh, my days. End game, guys. End game. But listen, I'm going to leave it there. That is the Isak updates that we've had. I'm not going to do nothing tactical in regards to what he'll bring in this video, because I need to hear a bit more and get a bit more on him edging closer to the move before we look at the tactical side of things and how it would work, just for now. But that is the update, guys. Make sure if you made it this far that you're liking and subscribing to the channel. Drop a comment. I know a lot of people are going to sit there and think, oh my God, this isn't happening. But there are reasons why this could happen. The money is there for Liverpool. As I said, it depends on the player and the outgoings. If Liverpool do break the transfer record twice in one window, that's not crazy to say. We broke the record for a goalkeeper, and we broke the record for a centre-back in 2018, I believe, 2017, 2018 season, when we got Virgil van Dijk in January, and we went and got Alisson in the summer after losing the Champions League final. So again, even though Liverpool don't spend collectively every 4 or 5 years, Liverpool do go in and break a few transfer records, and we've done it twice. We put up the money for Caicedo, we went for Wirtz a year later, and we've gone and got Wirtz a year later. So Liverpool, it's not out of Liverpool's possibility to go and break 2 records back to back. We've done it for Van Dijk and we've done it for Alisson. Why can't we do it again now, after barely spending for the last couple of years or couple of windows that is anyway? So you look at it that way. You look at how much we're selling. Joel Konza, his price tag is about 30 million. Harvey Elliott's price tag is 40 million. We got 10 million for Trent. we're only paying 7 million a year for Frimpong. You know what I'm saying? Darwin Núñez, he's definitely going to leave. That's probably about 50 million. The recoup is there. The money is there. It's probably more on Isak. Liverpool need to apply the pressure. It looks like Liverpool are going to apply the pressure. The money is there. Let's see what happens, man. But that is an update, very similar to the one where we looked at Wirtz and everyone told me I was crazy. Let's see if this is possible, guys. Anyway, like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to 550 and, you know, let's get to 20K, guys. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments. Let me know. This is obvious. I'm not even going to say, would this be a 10 out of 10 signing, 8 out of 10? This would be a 10 out of 10 signing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll see you guys soon.